There are roads that exist on no map. Roads that were built by no government. Planned by no engineer. They simply appeared. And the people who travel them simply disappear. This is the story of one such road. This is the story of Hollow Road. And this is only the beginning. Her name was Maya Cross. 29 years old. Freelance journalist. The kind of woman who slept 4 hours a night. Drank her coffee black. And chased stories that other reporters were too afraid to touch. She had covered war zones. She had interviewed serial killers. She had once spent 3 weeks inside a cult compound in Nevada. Just to get the story. Nothing scared Maya Cross. Or so she believed. It was a Tuesday in late October when she first heard the name. She was sitting in a diner in rural Pennsylvania. Small place. Sticky floors. Coffee that tasted like regret. The man across the counter was somewhere between 60 and dead. Deep lines in his face. Hands that never quite stopped shaking. His name tag said Earl. Earl had been refilling Maya's coffee for the past 20 minutes. Saying nothing. But then she made the mistake of mentioning her assignment. "I'm looking into disappearances," she said casually. Small towns. Rural areas. People who vanish with no explanation. Earl set the coffee pot down. Very slowly. And looked at her. Not the way a person looks at a stranger. The way a person looks at someone they're afraid for. "You want disappearances," he said. His voice was low. Like he didn't want the empty diner to hear him. "There's a road about 40 miles east of here." He leaned forward. "Local people don't say its name. They just call it the Hollow." Maya opened her notebook. "How many people?" she asked. Earl was quiet for a long moment. "In the last 20 years. He picked up the coffee pot again. His hands were shaking worse now. 31, he said. "That we know of." Maya spent the rest of that day in the county library. Small building. Smelled like old paper and dust and forgotten things. The librarian was a young woman named Priya who looked at Maya's press badge like it was something mildly dangerous. "The Hollow Road files," Maya said. Priya blinked. "Those aren't officially organized," she said carefully. "But they exist." A pause. "Third room. Back shelf. Gray boxes. I'd recommend." She stopped herself. "Never mind. Third room. Gray boxes." Maya found them. 4 gray boxes, stacked neatly, covered in a thin layer of dust. She opened the first one. Police reports. Faded. Some handwritten. The earliest one was dated October 14, 1987. A trucker named Dale Mercer had called the county dispatch at 2:17 a.m. The transcript of the call was paperclipped to the front. Maya read it slowly. "Dispatch, county emergency, what is your location?" "Caller, I'm on, I don't know. I was on Route 9 heading east and I took a wrong turn and now I'm on some road I don't recognize." "Dispatch, can you describe your surroundings?" "Caller, trees. Just trees on both sides." And there's a light ahead. On the road. Just sitting there. Not moving. Dispatch, what kind of light? Caller, I don't. It's white. Very white. Very still. Pause. 14 seconds. Caller, it's getting bigger. Dispatch, sir, can you? Caller, it's not moving. I'm not moving. But it's getting bigger. Pause. 7 seconds. Caller, there's someone standing in the light. Dispatch, sir, stay in your vehicle. Caller, they don't have a. Line disconnects. Dale Mercer's truck was found 3 days later. Engine running. Door open. No Dale. Maya set the paper down. Her hands were completely steady. She was a professional. She reached into the box for the next report. She stayed in that library until it closed at 8 p.m. By the time Priya gently knocked on the back room door and said, "We're closing," Maya had gone through all 4 boxes. She had a full notebook. And a list. 31 names. 31 people who had traveled the road that appeared on no map. And had never come back. She read through them in the parking lot, sitting on the hood of her car. The night was cold. Clear. The stars were very bright out here away from city light. Dale Mercer. Trucker. 1987, age 44. Susan and Patrick Holt. Married couple. 1991, ages 38 and 41. Their car found. Their dog found, sitting beside the car, would not move for 3 days. A teenage boy named Corey Mills. 1996, age 17. Was supposed to be home for dinner. A family of 4. 2003. Father, mother, 2 daughters aged 8 and 11. Minivan found. Doors locked from inside. Windows fogged. Someone had drawn something in the condensation on the rear window. By the time police arrived, it had evaporated. Maya stared at that last line. Someone had drawn something in the condensation. She flipped through her notes. The original police report described it as follows. A circular shape, approximately 8 inches in diameter, with a vertical line through the center. Like an eye. Maya closed her notebook. Looked up at the stars. Took a long breath. 31 people, she thought. And no one goes to look. She started her car. And drove east. The motel was called the Pine Rest. It sat 11 miles from the eastern edge of where Route 9 supposedly connected to a smaller road that locals refused to name. Maya checked in at 9:45 p.m. The man at the front desk was young. Maybe 20. Pale in a way that suggested he didn't go outside much. He handed her a key, an actual metal key, not a card, without making eye contact. Room 9, he said. Checkout is 11. I might be staying a few nights, Maya said. He finally looked at her. What for? Research. He slid her credit card back across the counter. What kind of research? I'm a journalist. Something shifted in his face. Not quite fear. Something older than fear. You're not going to the road, he said. It wasn't a question. Maya picked up her key. "Good night," she said. Room 9 was small. Clean enough. Smelled like pine air freshener trying to cover something else. Maya set up her laptop, pinned her notes to the wall above the desk, and made a timeline. 1987, first disappearance. 1991, second. Then a gap. Then 1994. Then 1996. Then the frequency increased. By 2010, it was happening every year. By 2018, sometimes twice a year. It's getting hungrier, she thought, and then immediately felt ridiculous for thinking it. Roads don't get hungry. She was being dramatic. She was tired. She needed sleep. She closed her laptop. Turned off the desk lamp. The room went dark. And then her phone buzzed. A text message. From an unknown number. She picked it up. The message said, "Leave before morning." Maya stared at the screen. She looked at the unknown number. She typed back, "Who is this?" 3 dots appeared. Someone was typing. Then they stopped. The dots disappeared. No message. Maya set her phone face down on the nightstand. She stared at the ceiling. She did not sleep for a very long time. She must have drifted off eventually. Because something woke her. She didn't know what at first. She lay completely still in the dark. Listening. The motel was quiet. The parking lot outside was quiet. And then she heard it. A sound from outside her window. Not a car. Not wind. Footsteps. Slow. Deliberate. Walking past her window. She didn't move. The footsteps stopped. Right outside her room. Silence. Then. A knock. 3 knocks. Slow. Evenly spaced. Knock. 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 Maya sat up in bed. She looked at the door. The deadbolt was on. Chain was across. Another knock. 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 Maya reached for her phone. 2:58 a.m. She opened her camera. Switched to video. Quietly crossed the room. Put her eye to the peephole. The hallway was empty. No one there. She waited. 30 seconds. A minute. Nothing. She stepped back. And that's when she noticed it. Under the door. Something had been slid under the door while she was at the peephole. A piece of paper. She crouched down and picked it up. It was a photograph. Black and white. Old. Printed on thick paper. A road. Trees on both sides. And at the far end of the road. A light. White. Still. And in the light. A figure. Standing perfectly still. Facing the camera. Maya turned the photograph over. On the back, in handwriting she didn't recognize, were 6 words. "We have been waiting for you." When daylight finally came, Maya did 3 things. She photographed the note. She photographed the photograph. And she went to find the motel manager. The young pale man from the night before was not there. Behind the desk was an older woman. Maybe 60. Hair pulled back. Reading glasses on a chain. The young man who checked me in last night, Maya said. What young man? The woman said, without looking up from her book. Pale. Maybe 20. He was at the desk when I arrived. The woman looked up now. Honey, I'm here every night. I checked you in. Maya stared at her. No, Maya said slowly. A young man. Room 9. Metal key. The woman reached under the desk and placed a small plastic card on the counter. Room 9, she said. Key card. We haven't used metal keys since 2019. Maya looked down at her hand. The metal key was still in her palm. She placed it on the counter. The woman looked at it for a long moment. And then she looked at Maya. And very quietly said, You should go home. Beat. Silence. Then. Slow, dark closing narration. Maya Cross did not go home. Because Maya Cross had 31 names in her notebook. And a photograph of a road she hadn't taken. And a key that shouldn't exist. And a feeling in her chest that was not fear. But something that lived one floor below fear. Something that whispered. You're already on the road. You just don't know it yet. Maya thought she was investigating the road. But somewhere on that road, 31 pairs of eyes were already watching her. Part 2 is coming.